The Philippines, a sprawling Southeast Asian archipelago enduring an economic boom. A leading high-tech growth economy in the region. A nation flourishing on the heels of sectoral growth and strong consumption. The Philippines, a country of economic escalation.
When an investor comes into the country, we want to be able to assure him that what he has to manage are commercial risks. When he does his feasibility studies, conditions don't change fortnightly. What has to be contended with is transparent and open, and not has to be subject of a course in college to how to navigate the maze of doing business in the Philippines. Should be a thing of the past.
Strategically flanking the Pacific Ocean and South China Sea, the Philippines sits at a critical entry point to the ASEAN market and is home to over 107 million people, placing it 13th on the global population scale. The Philippines' economic escalation is attracting worldwide investor interest. 2013 saw the nation receive its first ever investment grade rating from international rating agencies Fitch and Moody's. The same year reported a GDP growth of 7.2%, one of the highest growth rates seen in Asia. This track record makes the Philippines continuing in an upward trajectory of sovereign credit ratings to invest. The 2010 elected Aquino administration is gaining attention for their part as a catalyst in this swelling optimism of the nation's overall business potential. And this optimism is expected to grow while the economy drives onto a whole new level. The Philippines, already considered to be the regional leader in renewable energy, is actively pursuing Asia's ambition to become the future of renewable energy. The ambition is fueled further by the nation's abundance of natural resources across solar, microhydro, wind, and biomass energy. And the Filipino government is taking action to ensure renewable assets can be harnessed to their full potential.
Has been recently in the news everywhere, especially in Asia when it comes to growth rate. It's a growing economy. It's just being discovered right now. Because we have a growing economy, we also have a need for energy, more energy, both on the fuel transport sector and in the power generation sector. And because of that, we're actually inviting all possible ventures here in the Philippines to focus on energy, both on the upstream and also on the power industry. And there's a lot of potential that can be done in this country when it comes to this particular industry.
Since 2011, the National Renewable Energy Program plans on tripling the country's installed capacity by the year 2030, estimating an aggregated $25 billion of investment opportunities along with it.
In recent years, the Philippine economy has been growing faster than expected. So one of the results of this is that energy demand has been similarly growing faster than expected. So the reserve capacity that has been installed over the past few years is quickly running dry, and the Philippines has in front of it a challenge to build more plants to keep the supply of electricity reliable and at reasonable cost.
The focus on renewable energy has created new possibilities for the country which are fundamental to its development. The government has already approved agreements with private investors for energy projects, and many more opportunities are expected to open for the local and international private sector in the near future. At the same time, there is increasing effort from the government to ensure these plans run concurrently with protecting the environment. The National Renewable Energy Plan is supporting a low-emissions development strategy aiming to provide competitive energy access for more Filipinos while also addressing challenges of climate change, energy security, and overall access. The Philippines archipelago mass has made transport a fundamental sector in driving its economy enhancement and development. As a result of widespread economic centers across multiple islands, the nation is linked through networks of road, water, air, and railway lines. The roadways currently maintain prime focus, accounting for 98% of passenger traffic and 58% of cargo. The high usage brings numerous challenges with it, even with recent modest improvements in transport services. Overall, there is an increasing need for further private investment in infrastructure, and improving the sector is critical in ensuring the country's ongoing success and growing investment climate. The Philippine Development Plan, or PDP, is recognizing the need for action, citing solutions to these challenges as a priority to help create an integrated and multimodal national transport and logistics system. The Philippines is reporting continuous improvement and growth in its finance and banking sector. Philippines Central Bank reports ongoing improvement in the soundness of the banking system, and for assets, non-performing loan ratios were kept low at 2.8% in 2013, while interest rates remain stable.
From the standpoint of the Philippines, we have to look at the fact that Asia is going to be the center for growth, as I said, in the next 30 to 50 years. In fact, Ernst & Young, in a recently published study, said that 2/3 of the world's middle class by 2030 will be located in Asia Pacific. And if you look at the map, the Philippines is almost at the center of this vibrant economic region, and therefore we have to make sure that the Philippines is connected to the rest of Asia, to the rest of the world, logistically, physically, by making sure that we open up our markets, we continue to harmonize our standards, we continue to simplify our processes so that we can be globally competitive, so that we can continue to attract businesses to locate in the Philippines.
Since the recent approved law in mid-2014, foreign banks are allowed to own 100% of local lenders and 40% of the overall assets in the banking system. The Philippines is welcoming foreign banks with open arms.
President Benigno Aquino of the Philippines has stated that he wants the government to focus on two areas. One is tourism and the other is agriculture, because these sectors provide the most jobs for local Filipinos. So if you look at the global population, it's increasing exponentially. And the more people there are out there, the more dependent we are on agriculture indirectly and directly. Indirectly meaning, we're consuming more meat products and all the free-range games all consuming agriculture. So agriculture, I think, is really the place to invest.
The last few years have seen the nation move forward in key international rankings, including Fitch and Moody's. The Philippines is now an investment-grade nation and has also improved 25 spots in ease of doing business ratings from the year 2013 to 14.
3 decades ago, the Philippines has had political upheavals, but since then, Philippines has established political normalcy. Business has flourished. The Philippines has been resilient. Investors who are saying, we will wait and see, today they should be doing move and seize the opportunities, because the Philippines is on an upswing and you don't want to be left behind. The Philippines is not only a wise investment destination, it is a beautiful country. It has lots of natural resources. In a study that we've conducted, we came up with 150 sites in the Philippines, unexplored, not in the mainstream. And although these places are very promising, there's still a lot of things that can be developed in these places. Because of this natural beauty of the Philippines, because of the natural beauty of the country, and the friendly traits of the Filipino, the Philippines is not only a good business destination, it is also a good place to live and reside.
The nation's deficit is less than 2%, and the debt to GDP ratio is also down to the lowest levels. Furthermore, the government has implemented a transparency seal to enforce visibility and accountability across government bodies and agencies.
The Philippines is one of the best performing economies in the Asia-Pacific region. My country has been given an investment grade by Standard & Poor's and Fitch Ratings. English is widely spoken in my country. In fact, it is one of the official languages in the Philippines. Business opportunities abound in my country. The Philippine government is launching about 30 infrastructure projects. They are now bidding out these projects. The Philippines is also the leader in business process outsourcing, and our tourism industry is in need of investment in terms of infrastructure. The government is also simplifying and streamlining procedures to really make investment in the country easy. And what is more, the President of the Philippines, President Aquino, has embarked on ridding the country of graft and corruption. And this, I think, should be attractive to foreign investors.
The growth of the Philippines for the first 6 months is the highest in Asia, higher even than China. So that speaks a lot about the opportunities now that this country can offer to our investors.
Franklin Baker continues to be a market leader in supplying the highest standard of coconut products worldwide. Founded in 1894 and operating in the United States and the Philippines, Franklin Baker has exceptional expertise in developing and manufacturing delicious and healthy consumer foods and beverages. Recognized for innovative and premium ingredients, Franklin Baker has established a trusted brand known for over 100 years of quality.
The Philippines' fast-growing economy has created increasing potential in the nation's real estate and construction sector. The country is quickly earning a reputation as a hub for international business, with many multinational companies choosing to outsource their services in the Philippines. Those who have already tested the market are now starting to consider second sites, and experts in the sector believe growth will not slow over the next 2 years. This growth in the business process outsourcing sector, also known as BPO, is expected to cause increasing demand for retail and residential space in the future.
First of all, we have a very stable government here. Also, we have a very stable financial sector. Thirdly, the labor force is very educated and very stable as well, all contributing combined to an economy that is today growing faster than any other economy in Southeast Asia.
International investors setting up offices in Manila can expect the highest prime office yields for the region, averaging at around 10%.
The Philippines is today one of the 5 fastest growing economies in the world. This is fueled primarily by growth from a very stable financial sector. It's fueled from a local consumption that is rapidly on the increase, and is fueled by a renaissance of manufacturing, often by direct investments from abroad for local consumption as well as exports for global markets.
The office real estate sector is generally performing better than residential. The demand for supply of office space is high, with 5% originating purely from the BPO sector. Construction is reportedly one of the fastest growing industries in the country. For foreign and local constructors, there are many opportunities to get involved. The next few years will be crucial, and the Philippine Constructions Association even expects to see 100% of foreign equity come to the nation. The information technology sector in the Philippines has grown at an annual rate of around 30% during the last decade, with further developments expecting to follow. The industry already provides services for some of the Fortune 1000 companies from around the world, and 2016 has been marked as a year to reach important ambitions. Over the next few years, the nation's ICT and GIC industry is expecting to consolidate over 10% of the global IT BPM market, forecasting revenues of around $25 billion and employing 1.3 million people. However, a number of conditions need to be realized in the next few years to meet this goal. Most importantly, increasing international visibility for the industry and attracting further investments with it.
The Philippine IT market is very robust. The Philippines has lagged behind in the past, and now the private sector and the government is catching up. We have a big demand for ICT in the government sector. It's trying to improve the services through ICT, stop corruption through ICT, and be able to integrate and make our systems interoperable.
The sector's contribution to GDP reached 5% in 2011 and is now the Philippines' third largest net foreign exchange earner after tourism and overseas worker remittances. It's becoming a major outsourcing hub where international companies can find skilled human resources within a strategic APAC location. An increasing number of Filipinos are choosing to specialize in IT training, while companies employing them can enjoy appropriate qualifications paired with low attrition rates.
Our system of education has long history of producing more than 100,000 information technology and computer science graduates every year. It is important for the Philippines to be recognized in the field of ICT as it becomes an important producer of technology, in addition to becoming a mature user of ICT. We have a lot going on right now. That's why several U.S. technology companies have set up operations in the Philippines.
These sectoral advantages help show the nation's real potential for ICT and what one might expect in the future when this potential is realized.
The Exchange Regency Residence Hotel in Ortigas, a choice of modern, comfortable, and functional hotel rooms and key services. Convenient amenities comprised of function room, fitness center, adult and kiddie swimming pool, spa, jacuzzi, children's play area, mini golf, choice restaurants, 24-hour convenience store make it truly the modern traveler's choice. The Exchange Regency Residence Hotel, managed by Hospitality Innovators Inc. Let us take care of you. Hotel Gen, fresh, friendly, and fuss-free. Designed for a new generation of global travelers, Hotel Gen hotels offer comfort, value, and state-of-the-art services. Hotel Gen, a new way to stay.
The Philippines' health sector is known for its high quality of healthcare workers, and it is now becoming increasingly popular for health tourism and pharmaceuticals. Along with international healthcare, the nation is also focusing on looking after domestic interests. The government aims to implement a truly universal healthcare system for Filipinos by 2016 and has introduced a global health initiative to help improve the health of local families.
I believe that international investors are already looking at and investing in the Philippines. And the primary reasons that we see are, one, over the last 4 years, we have posted fantastic GDP growth. And in the last 2 years, we have consistently grown higher than China. And this growth is sustainable with our young population, 60% of which are in the working age group. And we have an interesting split of 50% female and 50% male.
Resulting that life expectancy has increased to over 70 years, while infant mortality has dropped by 2/3. Furthermore, the pharmaceutical market is flourishing, offering numerous opportunities and is expecting to grow from $4.3 to $8 billion by 2020. And already has the third largest pharma market in the ASEAN region. To ensure the high growth for the health and pharmaceutical sector, increasing investments and accelerating structural reforms are dubbed to be critical for the future. Mirrored in this archipelagic nation of thousands of islands lies thousands of activities. The Department of Tourism's memorable slogan, "It's more fun in the Philippines," is scarcely surprising considering the nation's impressive natural offerings of beaches, rainforests, mountains, and waters on which a rich cultural and historical tapestry have been built.
This is a very cosmopolitan country wherein modern technology is present and the comfort that you could get anywhere in the world is available in the Philippines, and it is very rich in natural resources, having the Philippines in a tropical country.
Tourism is a major contributor to the Philippines' economy. The government's strategic vision is to become the must-experience destination in Asia and to raise the Philippines' profile among discerning world travelers. Interest in the nation already seems to be rising steadily. At the turn of the century, there were around 2.2 million tourist arrivals each year. By 2012, this number had almost doubled to 4.27 million tourist arrivals.
Because of our influences, which is European, and because we are a tropical country, I think our identity is really the past as well as the present, wherein we enjoy living in the tropics, and we love to entertain, we love nature and modernity because of the influences that everyone is now bringing back to the Philippines. And I think with our natural resources and our materials and the culture that we have, I think this is very strong. And I think all these materials that we have for living will be what will represent the future that we can offer the world.
These visitors are arriving from around the globe. Although the U.S. market has grown by over 7% in 2014 so far and is one of the key markets for tourism expenditure. This consistent growth has led to an estimated 96,000 hotel and resort rooms to accommodate the increasing number of guests, with almost 17,000 further rooms to be developed in the near future.
The Philippines is actually developing in terms of architecture and developments in a very daring way. It's because we're taking the chance and the opportunity of the Asian boom, and this is also the chance for the Filipinos to show their creativity. We will have the APEC opening up the practice of architects to the other Asian countries, and it's always been a debate of how this thing will work in different countries in Asia.
This nation of islands is proud to showcase a variety of unique biodiversity, natural wonders and landscapes, several now recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Sites. There are the Baroque churches, the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park, the Tubatha Reefs National Park, and the historic town of Vigan, to name but a few. Modern city lovers can explore the sprawling mass of the capital city, Manila, with its many business districts, shopping malls, restaurants, and traditional markets and bazaars.
First of all, it's more fun in the Philippines, as most people have, I'm sure, noticed, is not your usual slogan, if you will. It's too simple. It sounds almost like a text message, doesn't it? That's because it is actually a very simple answer to what was once a very simple question that Filipinos and everyone who loved the Philippines had a little difficulty answering. Why should I go to your country? Finally, we had a very simple answer that resonated because it was the truth. The fact is, it's more fun where we come from. Boracay is just another pile of sand if you take the Filipinos out of it.
Boracay is the country's most popular beach destination. Located in the heart of the nation, this haven received the Best Island Award from the international magazine Travel and Leisure. Its pure white sand coupled with the island's tranquility are likely to make this a memorable visit. For the more intrepid traveler, the southern island of Mindanao's landscape is wonderfully dominated by the Philippines' tallest mountain, Mount Apo. Mount Apo is filled with flora and fauna, home to over 272 bird species. Within the Philippines' thousands of islands, there are thousands of sights of marvel. Visitors are bound to find something to meet their dreams and desired activities within this nation of nature aplenty.
Enchanted Kingdom, a world-class theme park for you and your family. Take a thrilling roller coaster ride, shoot the jungle rapids, enjoy a special show, grab a bite to eat, and much, much more. Enchanted Kingdom, a Philippine original, where magic and memories come alive.
Very fat now. The cocoa
Mias Car Rental, the most affordable car rental rates in the Philippines, along with world-class vehicles and services. Conveniently located in metropolitan Manila, Mias Car Rental is ready to serve you. The Suez Service Studios, your friendly priced home hotel in Makati, the premier business district of the Philippines. We offer 36 of the cleanest guest rooms. We're not shy to say that it's our pride and joy, always with free Wi-Fi and breakfast. Unique to the Suez are its one-of-a-kind guest room doors and furniture made from old Philippine hardwood. Lounge in these at our restaurant bar on the roof deck, overlooking the Makati skyline. The Suez, make it your home in the Philippines. Hotel Kimberly Manila and Hotel Kimberly Tagaytay. Choose the convenience of our Manila City Hotel or escape to our resort hotel a short distance from the picturesque Lake Tagaytay and Taal Volcano, yet only 90 minutes from Manila and the International Airport. We offer exceptionally spacious guest rooms and suites, including some with kitchens in Manila, facilities for meetings and events, and a true Filipino welcome.
Welcome to Goldland Millennia Suites, a 4-star hotel located in the heart of Pasig City's business district. Experience our suites with fully equipped kitchens, indoor swimming pool, all-day dining, coffee shop, and function rooms ideal for both social and corporate events. Goldland Millennia Suites.
The Philippines' resilient economic growth is attracting increasing interest from a global audience. The recent liberalization of a foreign investment law now means that, except for areas reserved for Filipinos in existing laws, 100% of foreign equity is permitted in all areas of investment. The country is the third largest English-speaking country in the world, providing local manpower with a competitive edge in attracting international interest. It's a nation on the rise, with a myriad of opportunities spanning an array of sectors and industry. This archipelago is proving itself to be more than just fun in the Philippines. It's a country of economic escalation.